go adjust the block. Hold on. Put these over here. Woo-hoo. Happy weekend, everybody. It's Pat. And this is my Saturday night chat. I've moved. I'm over at the sewing machine. I'm doing this on my phone. And what I'm going to do is sign on to my tablet. So I'm hoping that I can see the your comments, your questions, whatever you're asking on the tablet. And I'm sitting at my machine. Let me just tip this. So I'm sitting here at, there we go, at the baby lock. So, and I will try to sew. So, yay! Hey, Karen! So if I'm going to sew, I am going to probably pick the phone up and like do a little bit, like show you a little bit, show you what I'm doing. I figured I didn't want to get, you know, the other stuff all set up because, you know, it's the weekend and this is it. Ooh, hey Rebecca, glad you're here right at the beginning. So I am, so you can hear my machine, I turned my machine, went to sleep. So I am looking to get on the tablet so that I can see. Whee! Isn't this fun to do live? So what? It's stormy evening in Pennsylvania. Well, we just had like massive winds. We were trying to sit outside. I bought flowers, and my flowers are like all, they didn't get in the ground today, and so I've got them all sort of shoved up in the corner, hoping that they survive if it gets windy tonight. I wish I had gotten them in the ground. So on my phone, I'm seeing quite a few questions and comments. I'm seeing your stuff rolling through tonight, which often is not the case. So I'll leave both of these up there for a while. So, hey, everybody's checking in. Ellen, Gina, Yvette. Over here I've got Karen and Monica and Diane. It's like, woo, it's a party. I don't know. I can see 104 people are on so far. I do get a little counter when people come and pop in or pop out, depending on what you're doing. And remember, this is all recorded, so and I put some of the text, which I think I'm going to mention. If I mention something else, I'll update that. So let me just do the camera again. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm trying not to get my finger over the lens. So tonight, see, this is what I'm doing. I've got the baby lock, and down here I'm gonna sew. I need to put on the laser beam. Can you see it? Let me just see. Don't know if you can see the laser beam or not, but let me put it back up here so I can actually talk to you a little bit and you don't feel like you're like going to be ill from me moving the camera around. It's ooh, I probably didn't hold it there long enough. I'll try that again I'll try not to stick my finger over the lens. It's really hard when you're moving the camera around. Oh, I'm so glad that you like to hang out, Renee. It's nice to be able to have a live chat every so often. I've been doing a lot of travel, so I haven't actually been able to do this because I just get too tired sometimes, you know. It's like to hang out. But I think we're good tonight. Let me show you. I have to show you the barn block because I'm hoping if you're on my newsletter that you opened the newsletter I sent out today and you saw a picture of me and my mom. And my mom just wrote me. My mom lives in another state, so she just wrote me and said, she goes, oh, it's also my favorite picture. So it's my favorite picture of us from a few years ago. Okay, so here is, for those of you doing the Sew Sampler, Hey, Jolene, thank you. I love my studio. It's I have to do another little video of my whole studio, like, you know, like around, because I have all the pretty furniture from Koala, and I did a whole remake. So, you know, it was a big deal, like in business 18, 17 years, and then I finally get a remake. It was really, really nice. Okay, so I want to show you the barn block. Ta-da! See? See how cute that is? So if you are doing the sew sampler with Fat Quarter Shop, like I am, this came in your last box that you just got, the pattern, but I also have a link because you can purchase just the patterns. You don't have to, if you're not a subscriber or don't want to be a subscriber, you can purchase the patterns, or if you just signed up and you didn't get this one. So there'll be 12 of them. And I am using my friend Joanna's fabric. This is the yummy, yummy fabric of Joanna's. See, that's the sort of coral, and it has it's aqua. There's some of the aqua. I like that really pale yellow in there. And she's got peach. Look at this pretty peach. Look at how pretty the flowers are. So it also comes with that green and yellow and tan and in a word text, which I really like. Here's the print on cream. So I have a nice stack of it, and I'm using, like on the pattern, they did sort of a shadow effect, so you know, sort of like floats, like the roof floats, and I decided, of course, that I didn't want to do that. So on mine, I have this lighter, see, I have the corner is the background and that corner is the background, but then for the actual body of the barn, I used a light with a print. So that's how I'm handling it. You can do that, you can do whatever you like, but I wanted to show you how I did mine just a little bit different. So Rebecca says, you weren't going to buy anything new? Well, that's a silly thing. Of course you are. How can you have my stuff? How can you play if you don't have anything new? Okay. Hi, Faith. I'm so glad you are here and get to see this live. Hi, Linda. So many people jumping in. This is fun. So is anybody sewing? Tell me, are you sewing? Is anybody sitting at your sewing machine? Like, do you have your tablet like I do? Like mine's like sitting right on top of the sewing machine. And if I don't sew too fast, it actually stays there. If I sew too fast, it goes, you know, wobbles around. But for the most part, it stays there. Ooh, hey Lynn, your first live chat. Well, this is when I do these, it's very sit and sew. You know, just telling you what I'm doing. I might actually sew. We'll see if I actually sew. I usually do this for about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. So it's just kind of fun. So hey Kim, there's a bunch of you jumping on here tonight. That's really good. A lot of you in town. And happy Mother's Day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. I'm not a mom, but I'm an auntie, and I have lots of other wonderful people in my life. So I know that a lot of you are moms, so you're going to have a wonderful day with your kitties. Okay, not now. You were sewing earlier. Okay, Debbie. She has to be at work at 5 a.m. Oh, good grief, yes. That's, hey, Karen. 5 a.m. Oh, well, whatever you do, I hope that it's, you'll have a good day. Okay, so let me show you what I cut up to sew. This is behind me. You can see the neighborhood blocks, right? And I have a link there. So these are all the neighborhood blocks that I've done. And I'm not doing them on any regular schedule, as you have noticed. Whenever you can get them all from my website. You don't have to wait for me to make it. Oh, Beth Quilts. Yes, it's Mother's Day in Australia. So you don't have to wait for me to make my block, but because I don't always get to them. But I've got this one all cut out. This is the next one. This is number 11 with these cute little cottages. So I want to show you what it looks like when I get it ready, get it organized. So what's my design wall made of? Okay, before I show you how, so this wall, it goes all the way up. That is, I've had it like 1,000 years, and it's basically like insulation board wall, you know, for the inside of your house, like the spongy stuff that you could stick a pin in it. And we spray basted it. We sprayed it with spray glue, and then took off-white or natural color flannel and just glued it to this wall board, you know, insulation board, which you would have on the inside of your house. It's the kind, you know, it's like where you would be able to stick the pins in it. And I've had this for maybe 25 years, the same one. So it does move around, so you can, you know, you can adjust, you know, like these are bolted now, but before they were bolted, I just stuck them up against the front of my bookcases, and behind the bookcases were fabric or books or whatever, but these just stood like this and just stood up, and then and they're super light, so I just moved them whenever I wanted to. But this space here is the family room of my home, so I didn't have room for the bookcases to stick into this room. There's just no space. So the shipping department bolted them up horizontal. So there's one like this and then one like that over top. So it's pretty tall. It actually goes further up a little bit. You might be able to see up there. I'll shift this just a tiny bit. Do you see the edge of it up there? Yeah, so I need a ladder just to get this high. And then it's not super wide because I also have my tiara table over there and the shelving. So I'm limited. It is what it is. Okay, so on my phone, the comments have stopped rolling. Oh, there's another one. Oh, good. Somebody leave a comment because it stopped and I wasn't sure what was going on. Yeah, so it's pretty good. They work, I mean, not pretty good. They're excellent. I mean, it's cheap, and the flannel, if it gets too thready, I just take a roller and just get the stuff off. So you're welcome, Jessica. So let me show you what I did with getting this block ready to organize, because basically they're all the same. Oops. So they're all, I was trying to get the machine to turn back on so I have some light. So they're all the same size, right? And I'm doing, you see all the black roofs? So what I have is I made little sets like this, where I have the roof, right? I have the roof, and then I have the big square in the middle, which is like a window. Hey, Vicky. Hi, Debbie. And then this will be, for this one, this will be the body. And then, you know, then the background. My background is this teeny tiny dot. So that is how I set it up. And then I don't know if I can find these design boards still, if they're still selling them, but I have the design board. And so basically, I don't think it'll fall off. So basically, I have all 6 houses, and I just put them on here in little piles so that I can just pick up the pile and sew them. These, whoops, let me turn it this way. These guys, these strips are what goes either the 2 on the long side and then the shorter ones. So Enjoying the last of the daylight. Oh, I know. It got dark already here. Who was that? From Ohio. Yeah, Marianne, it's been dark here. Well, what time is it? Here it is almost 9 o'clock. And it's been dark out there since, for at least an hour. Yeah, so, but that's pretty good. I don't mind 8 o'clock, that's pretty good. Okay, so if I was going to sew this, sew one of these up, let me do it, right? So to sew it, I have, this is a square. Okay, so if we're going to use this square, it's directional, right? This way the diamonds are long, right? And this way the diamonds are fat. Plus, if I see like it's got like the strong horizontal in the colors, well, I have to decide if I want it like this or like this. And personally, I like it this way. I like it vertical. So I will be sewing the little strips to the center. And I will do that, but it's not, I can't like hold the phone. Okay, it went to sleep here. Whoop, boop, boop, boop. All right, there we go. So if I want to sew this guy on here, now the perfect thing for me would be to chain sew all this so that I can just pick up each set. So in order to do that, I have to be somewhat organized, because otherwise I'm going to sew wrong house pieces together, right? So I have this to the left of me, and I could just pick up from each set, because the house color is pretty, it's not going to be difficult to figure it out. All the roofs are the same, and once I get one piece on the house in this middle, then I'm good to go, because I know what everything is. So it shouldn't be too hard. What do I got here? I just set all my stuff. Let me show you. I think I can do this. Let's see. Oh, let me put the next one in there, and then I'll show you the laser beam, the light beam for sewing. Now this is the next one I'll do. It doesn't look too directional to me. I mean, I think it's pretty tossed, so I think we're good. Okay. Now I'm not carrying. I don't have much of this fabric, so these are actually like a fake text, print. So they're going to be this away, which doesn't bother me, because I'm thinking of it more like a stripe. So, anybody else sewing? If you are sewing, share a picture, or maybe just share a picture in the comments of whatever you're currently working on. If you've got your camera with you, we've got a picture already that you can grab, just go ahead and show me. I want to see. Okay, so I'm going to get this started. And actually, I like to use the guide beam even when I've got the right foot on and everything, because that way, okay, so I have to turn it, and because I can't really get it to flip the camera for me. I'm having trouble with it flipping the camera. So instead, sorry about all the crazy stuff. There, so I think you can see it. I'm watching it on the other computer or the other tablet. So this right here is the laser, and while I'm sewing, let me see if I can just do this. This is what I'm doing. I'm going ahead to let the laser run, even though I have a 1/4 inch foot with a edge on it. I still like just watching that, because I'm following it from out here. Okay. All right, so this is very awkward to hold on to. So I am going to slowly take you back around up to, so Judy, you just did the April banner. Yay! I have to design the one for this month, which is the last one in season 2. And season 3 buttons, they're using our Splendid Sampler book, blocks from that as one of the couple of options that they're showing. So that's pretty fun. Well, Diane, I think you need a break if you're doing taxes. That doesn't sound like much fun to me, taxes. Especially when they're not your taxes. Oh well. Okay, here's the next one. Obviously, he's very directional. So this my neighborhood. This one is in Christmas fabric, and this is an older line. I've had it a little while because I've been working on this a little while. But you can always find cute Christmas fabric and do the exact same thing. I have Christmas red, Christmas green, and then I have aqua that came in that line, and then the black ruse. So you can do this similar thing with any kind of line that you really like. And I have a second one in progress, which is another one of Joanna's lines, because I really love Joanna Figueroa Fig Trees fabric. So the other house is in those, and I think I want to do a patriotic one after that. So I plan to make these and give them to family members. Shh, don't tell them. Particularly since it's going to take me forever to do that. But that's okay because it's more fun. All right, so here's an issue now. Don't know how to add a picture. Oh, well, Robin, it's pretty easy in the comments. There's usually a little like camera thing that you just click it. So, okay, so this thing is telling me here, I don't even know if this will work, but it's telling me I can flip the camera. I'm going to try it. Does it flip? Oh, it did flip. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Sorry, blinding you there. Let me come down here. All right. So what happened is with this particular fabric for this one, I was running out. So you see, it's short. So I need to sew something to the end. And that's what I'm going to do. And I don't really care that there'll be a seam. And I don't care. I can't sew it this way because it's too short. So it has to go this way. And this does not bother me. I love these little bits of scrappiness that happen. Okay. So here let me flip it back over. Okay, so Leah is asking me, do I usually buy my fabric in bundles or collections? Okay, so I'm not sure what you consider the difference between a bundle and a collection. A collection, I would assume, is like a whole line. But a bundle, I'm assuming maybe you mean a smaller subset of the line. And actually, I do everything. I also work with manufacturers since I'm a business. And so some of my stuff is coming direct from manufacturers or direct from the designer. And I work with their things. So, that's just the way the stuff comes to me. I wanted to tell you that I'm trying to read a comment there, but it's kind of like floated past, and I didn't catch it. So anything, I just want to say, anything that you leave me a question, I will go back through later tonight and answer them. So, because sometimes I just scroll by too fast and I can't catch them. Okay. So sorry for the pause there. I was trying to see if I could talk and read and then in my head answer that question, which I wasn't quite catching. So, alrighty. So I'm fixing that one to make it longer. And in the meantime, I think this is the direction I want for this one because it's got a stem coming up. See, because it's actually got a flower. It's got these little peppermint. That's my favorite part, those little peppermints. Okay, so that means this has to go on the top of that. And it's cut for it exactly. And I'm going to zoom that along. And then I have two more that are in this. I've got an aqua center, which is words. And what I say? Oh, I cut it so that it goes, let it snow. But I think this is reverse, so. Whee! And I'm using a stripe. So sit this on here. So I don't know. Is watching me sew sort of like watching paint dry? I don't know. Collections in fat quarters or half yard bundles. Well, most collections you can purchase as fat quarter bundles or half yards. I tend to, or an eighth of a yard. They have fat eighths for some lines. So I tend to buy a fat quarter bundle unless I know I'm doing less scrappy or I really have a bigger project. A lot of times when I'm getting a line, I am not going to use all of it. You know, they can't all fit in the kind of quilts that I'm doing. So I will only buy, you know, part of it and then, you know, add extra pieces for like what? Like maybe there's a stripe and I need more stripe. You can see like in the summertime when I did the fabric bundle, the fabric collection for that, I wanted it a lot fewer options. So I only picked and choose what I wanted to make it with. You're very kind, Rebecca. I don't know. I think I'm babbling sometimes. But this is fun because I can actually read your stuff tonight on there. I also have it coming over here too. But this one is not coming in as quickly as the phone is. The phone, and there's always a delay. So if you ask me something, it may seem like it's taken me forever to answer. But it's usually because there's a delay in everything coming through. Oops. So Gina's a cat mom, she said. That's awesome. I used to be a doggy mom. I had doggies. Not now, though. We travel too much. Okay, is there one more? No, I did it. I forgot to show you that one. So what I have is a chain. And then for this, I will take it to the iron. So I actually turned the iron on because I thought, can I actually do this? Can I sort of try this? I didn't want to pull everything over here. I could have done that. I could have pulled it all over here, but my ironing board lives on that side, and the iron cord actually is fed underneath my my table. So it's a little tedious to move it all. And I have done it in the past, but tonight I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not moving it. So it's over there. But if I got up and walked over there, I could I could iron these and then put the other side on. But because this, where's the pattern? Okay, so these little houses have, this is what I sewed on, this little strip to the middle, and then there's a bottom strip. So I actually do not have to press yet because I can sew the other strip and then keep going. So I could do one of two things. I could take and do see, I've got this, my basket of 2.5-inch squares. Oh, there's my walking foot in there too, and some thread. But this is what I used as to start and stop between things because I have a quilt of squares going. So I could do this. Let me get this over here. I gotta have a drink of water. We have tons of pollen in the air right now. I mean, literally, we were sitting outside and could see the pollen in the air. So I get a little froggy voiced. Here we go. Okay, so on Monday afternoon, late afternoon, I have my podcast. So if you have not been listening to the podcast, you need to get yourself in tune and fire it up when I share that it's there. It's Monday, I have one of Krista Henneberry is coming back on, and we are going to have a blast. She is so fun to talk to, and she has been like traveling all over, like literally the world, going to quilt shows for different things. So I want to talk to her a little bit about that. What's it like? Having that many events and different countries. And what was she do anything different? It's just going to be a lot of fun. So that's Monday. She's on the second half of the show. And then I have this great, Shannon Brinkley is doing scrap quilting applique. And so I'm really keen on how she's doing that. And then Susan Knapp has a super cool ruler and adorable projects, and we're gonna talk about that. So the first two guests are new on the show. So here's what I did. Ta-da! And see, this is the one that is, it wasn't long enough. So there we go. I need to trim him out. And now because these are on this side, I can just come and sew the other one. I could leave these together. I'll eventually take them apart because I can't use them together. Donna, my show on my podcast is available after 6 p.m. and then it's available forever. Like any podcast, it's a recording. So you'll be able to listen to it after 6 p.m. on Monday. It's just generally about that. I have to release it. The show producer has to make it available. I have to go in and do a whole lot of work after the show and then release it public. So it's not an automatic thing. There's a lot of parts to make it happen. But that's why it's sort of after 6. Just depends. Okay, so I'm just cutting through these because there really isn't any reason to keep them together. There's no use in them staying together, and they'll eventually have to be cut apart anyways. Okay. So let me just see, because I can't get confused, which is really nice, because I know I've got this piece here. And that just means I need to go through my stack, right? Go through my stack and find where that is. It's down here. So Julia wants to know, can you listen? The podcasts are listening. So yes, you can listen to previous podcasts. I have like 375, Julia. So it's like years of podcasts. If you go to my website, patsloan.com, there's a link to it. After this, I will add a link here. I'll add it to the description. I can't do that while I'm doing this stuff. So, okay, so if I want to do the other side, I can actually do the other side without having to press it, because there's no reason to press it. Now this is the one where I had, right? This is the one where I had the short piece. So I sewed it. So what do I do here? Let me just show you. I can take, let me just, well, that's messy. Let me just take the phone and put it down here. Well, maybe not. I could just show you up here. I think it'd be easier. Okay. So it's longer now, a little bit longer. So I could do this. I could either have more of that, the short, the extension, and then cut off the bottom, or I can do it this way. Have less of it and cut it off. Whoops, like this. Cut it off the top, right? One thing you just have to watch, I'm sure you realize this, is that you just don't want that seam to be too close in. If it's, long enough to be an issue, you don't want this seam to be in the seam when you're sewing the next stuff. So shift it. Okay. I'm gonna split the difference, which means I'll have to trim that on both sides afterwards. I don't really see any reason personally to trim it ahead of time. It's just a small unit. It's not precision patchwork. So it will be just fine. No, this will be, I'll have this block and all my other house blocks. I'll put them up next week on my website. I generally do those on Saturday at the I Love to Make Quilts website. Okay, let's see, who's on here now? Do we got anybody else with some questions while I'm doing this? Do you have any questions for me? I'm sewing along because I'm going to be finishing this up pretty soon. I'll let you go. Do your thing tonight. Okay. One more. There we go. So what I showed you tonight was my barn block and sewing my Be My Neighbor. The next one. This is pretty fun. This is Pat Sloan here in my studio on Saturday night. For my podcast is on Monday night, basically after 6 p.m. on Monday is when it will come up. So Jessica is asking, is the pattern on my design wall on your website? Yes, it's actually in the link right now. I preloaded that link. So if you just go up to all the text I have with this post, Jessica, it's right there. Yeah. So tomorrow is Mother's Day. Everybody have just a beautiful day, whether you get to see your own children, get to see your nieces and nephews, maybe you're a kitty mom or a doggy mom, just whatever it is, just treat yourself wonderfully and have a beautiful day tomorrow. And we'll do this again, right? If you liked it, let me know and we will organize it to do again. See you later.